I don't really like scary movies, which is weird because I love scary games. I guess it's something about being the one in control that makes me more invested in the whole thing. The danger just feels more real when it's me running from monsters or inching through a dark corridor. Whenever there's a big horror release, I'm usually right on top of it. I know that nowadays pre-ordering games is a big no-no, but back before all that jazz, I pre-ordered Amnesia: The Dark Descent almost as soon as it was available. I was such a big fan of the Penumbra series, it was a no-brainer, seeing as how it desensitized me to other quote-unquote survival horror where you run around and kill stuff. Not to mention, the game actually turned out to be a smash hit, so I'll forgive myself for pre-ordering. Penumbra is the game that got me into horror, but Amnesia is the one that really made me love it. I've played so many horror games, I can hardly even list all of them. Now it seems like the well has run dry and there aren't many horror games left on the PC. Frictional's next game, Soma, comes out soon, and I'm so excited to play it. But until then, I'll have to do some digging for some real horror. Fortunately, there are a ton of free horror games out there, but how do you know which ones are good? I decided I would pick 5 to see if I can find any horror gold. SCP Containment Breach is based off of a horror story community called the SCP Foundation. The stories are all community driven and surround supernatural creatures and artifacts called SCPs, which stands for Special Containment Procedures. These SCPs are locked up in a massive complex where they're studied and tested. Death row prisoners, or Class Ds, are used for these tests. In Containment Breach, you wake up as a Class D, who is being summoned for testing with an SCP designated 173. The doors open, revealing a strange statue. The floor is covered in either dried blood or, chocolate?
Did you say chocolate?
Okay, it's shit. It's the last shit that you shit when you die. This thing has killed a lot of Class Ds, and it doesn't look like you're getting out of this one unshat. Thankfully, the door gets jammed and 173 gets out, along with every other SCP in the facility, and you're kind of just in the center of it. Honestly, I don't even know if this game is winnable. I just keep playing it because there's so much creepy stuff that you can encounter. Every SCP has an entry on the SCP Foundation website, so if you want to know what the deal is with this or that, you can look it up for a detailed report containing data expunged. SCP Containment Breach is like exploring a museum of scary stuff where the exhibits wander around and try to murder you. Just make sure that you see enough before you finally shit that last shit. One late night takes place in an office after hours. You snap into consciousness staring at your, hand, and decide it's time to go get some coffee. This is where the game starts, and also where I'd like to point out the controls. You can only move forward, backward, and side to side. No diagonal movement. You also move slower than a creeping odor. I don't know if this is the intended effect, but the movement makes the game feel claustrophobic, which adds to the feeling of vulnerability, so I'll stop complaining. You return to your workstation to an open Word document that reads, "I see you." You then set your pen to shank mode and venture out to meet your demise. Pretty much the whole game you're listening to your character's heartbeat. At times it even seems to speed up and slow down for no particular reason. I'll admit though, just listening to the sound got me a bit worked up thinking something was about to happen. I spent way too much time just wandering around trying to figure out what to do in this game. It turns out you're supposed to stick your hand into the dirty fucking toilet bowl and dig out a key. Ew. Then when you use the key to unlock your missing coworker's office, scary shit finally starts happening. One Late Night is a little janky, but honestly, this one made me sweat. I can honestly see how somebody got this idea. When you're alone and hyped up on caffeine, you're bound to have a bit of paranoia that your white-collar office might not be so safe. The game Stairs begins with, well, stairs. I should warn you right now, this game has nothing to do with the stairs. Stairs do not remain a constant theme throughout the game at all, so if you came for a stair show, you will be disappointed. If you want a real stair experience, try SCP-087-B. Stairs aside, I did get a scare from stairs. When I entered the lair, I wasn't prepared for the state of disrepair, and I felt despair. Then a figure appeared and made me swear. Oh, fuck that. Stairs is basically a big dark maze. Somebody went and put these absolutely unsurpassable shelves everywhere, so you have to find ways around them. It's kind of like doing the maze on the back of a cereal box, but you're alone in the dark, waiting for someone to jump out at you and cut you into pieces. They kinda ripped off that scene from Saw in a section where you navigate the halls with your camera flash, but that's okay though, it works and it's scary. The Stairs guys are actually making Stairs into a full game, so maybe the next iteration will satisfy Stairs enthusiasts. All joking aside though, the feeling of going down further and further and further can be terrifying. Give SCP-187-B a try for a really scary Stairs game. Phobia begins with your character driving in the middle of nowhere. Naturally, your car breaks down and you must find shelter from the cold. But by the graces of the horror game gods, you find a creepy abandoned mansion and immediately make yourself 100% at home. You turn on the power, light a warm, cozy fire, and snuggle up in bed. Just as you begin to settle into your new home, you are awoken by strange noises coming from the basement. You investigate to no avail and wake up the next morning. For like 5 minutes. Then you go back to bed without eating or drinking anything. Phobia has some clever puzzle elements and does a good job building tension. However, one aspect of the game is fucking bullshit and I'm going to spoil it right now. So if you want to play it and see for yourself, skip ahead to this point in the video. I'll give you some time to think it over. Okay, still here? The big problem that I have with Phobia is the enemy. There's basically nowhere to hide from this eagle-eyed son of a bitch. If he catches the slightest glimpse of you, he makes a beeline for your sorry ass and lays on the smackdown. After he appears, most of the game will be spent trying to outrun him. Honestly, I didn't even beat Phobia because after the enemy appeared, the game just fell flat for me. I assume this game is still being worked on because this is version 1.5. Maybe in future iterations they'll fix the baddie, because before he showed up I really liked this game. If you are prone to epilepsy, please skip ahead. Thank you. A Mother's Inferno is a game where you must find your son! It's super psychedelic and creepy and ugh! What is that? What is that? Oh god, I can't see shit! What is that thing? What does this say? What is going on? I don't feel so good. A Mother's Inferno is incredibly short, but it's full of symbolism and unsettling atmosphere. Try it out if you want to give your brain a good poking. That's it, horror fans. 5 assorted free horror games to tide you over until the next big release. Some of them were better than others. It's still a few months until Soma comes out, so I guess I'm gonna have to keep digging for some good horror. Until then, I guess it's back to Amnesia mods, I guess. So thanks for watching, and stay scary. Stay scary. What the hell? Hey, welcome to the end card. First of all, I realize the game capture quality on this video is extremely poor. I reinstalled Windows to my new SSD, and I didn't realize it until it was too late that my OBS settings had reverted to their default state, so everything looked really bit crushed. Also, I realized a few of these games are probably well known among horror enthusiasts, and later I figured out that all of them have been played by major YouTubers, namely Pewds and Marky Mark. But these guys are known for playing horror games, so it's only natural that it'd be hard to find one that's still underground. Maybe you can help me out. If you know of a free horror game that doesn't have millions of YouTube hits, let me know in the comments so I can check it out. And if you like this video, check out the one that I did on local multiplayer PC games, or subscribe for my next video. Thanks again for watching. Good night.